Good morning, Scrambling Dads listeners. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify. Please remember to give us a like and subscribe. Welcome back to another week of Scrambling Dads podcast. This week, we're going to just talk about some parent successes. Last week we did fails, so I want to hear success this time. Let's start off with a positive. We're got a recap of Mike's tournament that he played in. Jason and I did a little couples date with the wives, so we'll talk about all of that in its full glory. A little bit more of getting back to work for Jason, and then I got a busy couple days coming up on golf, so let's start it off here with parent successes. Y'all got one? What'd you do good this week? Wow. Last week we were immediate on the fails. We gotta be less negative, guys. We gotta be positive here. I'll get us started. So I'm sure people that follow us on TikTok, they saw we split from our golf content and did a little baseball content. My son had his first baseball game, and he's worked his butt off this past off season. He plays catcher, and this is the first season that they have full live ball, live kid pitch. Last year it was modified kid, where the kid would pitch some, but the coach would kind of finish up. And there was no running or stealing on a pass ball by the catcher. So catcher was just a placeholder position. This year it matters. And man, the kid did amazing. I was so proud of him. Just a very, very good performance. He got a couple good outs on plays that he had never done before. You know, you strike out and the catcher drops the ball, you can run to first. He had never seen that before. First time it happened, he picked up the ball, popped it over to first, got the out. Did a great job on a tag out to win the game at home plate. Well, I say tag out. It should have been a tag out, but the kid ran out of the baseline and was called out anyways. All of that doesn't even hold any light to the humility of this kid. He's put the work in, and one of the dads came up and was like, "Hey, like, dude, you've really done amazing in the off season. You're an amazing catcher." And he turned around and was like, "Well, that was really my daddy. He taught me all of it." And that one hit me because it was the humility of him. He's the one that's putting the reps in. He's the one doing the work. He's sweating his butt off on his knees, blocking balls for hours on end. Every practice, they try to put a new catcher, and he's like, no, I want to keep going. And for him to just kind of put it off and say, "No, it's because my dad." And I immediately said, no, you put all that hard work in. That's my parent success of the week. Clearly we're doing something right by him saying that and just seeing the progress. So that's mine for the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I guess, my girls are older, and they're kind of running their own lives. And I guess the only really parents, I don't know if it's a huge success, but, still helping develop Miles to start developing just, again, more manners, learning to control, what he's doing and teach him more things. So I guess he's learning to understand, when to throw trash away, he just goes and does it on his own. It's starting to get him to brush his teeth. So we're slowly progressing. I mean, he's 18 months old, so gotta take the wins where we can. But yeah, it's a process, but it's fun seeing him grow. But it's sad because I know what's about to come over the next several years, and I just wish we could keep him like at this stage.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard, and there's certainly those times as they're growing that you want to hold on to that moment. You know, it's the Squishmallow era when they're just little babies sleeping on you. It's exhausting, but you love it. You take the nap on a Sunday listening to, all of the guys playing golf and all those commentators, nice, soothing. You're falling asleep, and then they get to where they're wiggling and not sleeping with you, and you miss that. And then a new phase comes along that you absolutely love, and then you miss that when it's gone, and you forget about all the exhaustion. All right, Mikey B, what you got?
I don't have a win. I mean, I was gone for 4 days, but I've got some small joys. So we made a habit out of going to the grocery store every day after daycare. just to get like something small. Like she just likes to go. We get her one of those little carts that have the steering wheels at HEB, like the big blue plastic
Mm-hmm.
ones. She loves to get in those. And so like we go to the grocery store every day after daycare and get like 3 things. But it's just like, can we go to the grocery store? I'm like, yeah, sure. We go to the grocery store. Today I bought tortillas and salsa for dinner tonight because I'm making tacos. She's like, grocery store, yes. Can we get the blue cart? It's like, all right, cool. And so she just sits there and just drives the steering wheel all the way around the store. And then we go to check out. And she's like, great, that was great. It's no win, but just a small joy of going to HEB.
I'm going to challenge that no win perspective. That right there is a win to me because it is you doing something for your daughter and making it a priority to be present and spend time with your kid. It's something small for you, but it's huge for her. So that is a parent win, in my opinion.
Oh,
I will
definitely.
take it.
And getting her outside, not just like, let's just go home and go sit in front of a screen or something. I mean, in a way, it's just developing those routines and those habits and, things that she's going to have to learn at some point. So, yeah, it's definitely a win.
Yeah, but
Isn't that
to me, it's not. It doesn't
yeah.
have to be like, it doesn't have to be these grandiose gestures. It's like
No.
the smallest little things. And granted, I mean, your daughter's too young to really remember that now, right? She's not going to remember that daddy took me to the grocery store every day after daycare when she's 25. But it's similar actions like that. Like some of my favorite memories with my mom is when my dad was traveling to work, her and I would cook together a lot. And that's why I love the kitchen. And that's, you know, something small. She had to do it. She had to feed me, right? So it doesn't seem like something big, and I'm sure she wouldn't call it a win, but it was something that we did together, and that was a win because I remember that from my childhood.
You make me feel so much better about going to the grocery store to buy 2 things now. That's great.
That's what I'm here for, just bringing the positive vibes. Well, we'll bring it down a notch here. Was really thinking, we have had at my household a hard time lately. We've been pretty vocal here. My middle son has ASD, and he's had a lot of behavioral issues, and he does therapy every week, as along with psychiatry and all of that fun stuff. And we've even done like behavioral therapy with him before ABA. But he kind of has these cycles where he has a down period and then he'll have a really good. And beginning of the school year is usually a down period. It's like between his birthday, which is in April, through I'm going to say like October, November, it's usually some bad behavior. And then for some reason, it like fixes itself around Christmas through his birthday. So we've had that. And then we've had the sleep regression with Isabella. And then with our other kids, 50-50. So it's an ever changing house. And even with like Isabella, she's always, well, where's mommy? Where's Grayson? Where's Trip? And she has that anxiety because it's uniform in the sense of it's a schedule, but for 4-year-olds, she doesn't understand that. So anyways, we've had a bunch of, just general issues as I'm sitting down and as I'm thinking about our life and in all these moments. It kind of gave me a question, right? And how it ties back to golf. So I kind of typed up this question and wanted to get y'all's opinions, right? So I said, golf teaches you that you can do everything right and still get a bad bounce. So that feels a lot like parenting some days. Right now, we're really having a hard time with 2 kids, the sleep, the behavior with Grace and Isabella. And we're feeling like we're doing everything we can and still coming up short. So my question to y'all is, how do you guys handle those bad bounces at home? We learn how to handle a bad bounce on a good drive in golf, memory of the goldfish, you move on to the next shot and kind of focus on the present instead of the past. But how do you handle that at home when you get those bad bounces and it feels like it's been weeks on end that you just can't get anything going your way?
I think for us, we've definitely, had those bad bounces, with interesting dynamics earlier with, my previous marriage and then with the girls and the two have separate households and, you know, trying to figure out a routine with that situation. And then now with Miles, it's, he's in this phase of tantrums and just he wants what he can't have. And it's like you're trying to do everything right. It's trying to distract him, trying to talk to him. I guess it digs at us. It's like you could feel our chest like anxiety build, and it's just like you're starting to get stressed out. and we do get stressed out. And I think that's part of it adds to our exhaustion, and it's made it hard for us. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you just got to take it. For me, I've been starting to try to just take a little bit of that meditation time, if you want to call it. Just like my therapy, like literally I lay on the floor with a heat pack and just breathe and just tell me it'll be fine and just be confident that I'm still doing the right thing. It's just got to be patient. And it's just, if you keep pressing the right way, like we do with the golf swings, like you keep pressing for the right thing, it will eventually turn for you. It may get bad breaks here and there, but I just feel like you just stay patient and just stay true to stay on the tracks. It'll all work out.
Yeah, I agree. I struggle. I joke with Mike about being more positive. I definitely struggle with focusing on the negative and focusing on what I didn't do right. Even if I did 99 things wrong and 99 things right and one thing wrong, I always focus on the one thing. And that's a flaw in myself. And I really have to force myself to be more positive. But with that, it's also being more present in a mental mindset. Like, especially when I take it to a golf course, right? I can be even par through 16 holes, and I'm sitting there in my head saying, all right, cool. The next hole's a par five. That's a stroke I can gain back. And then the last one, it's a layup. So that takes driver out of play. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I can get this to 1 under. And the next thing I know, I'm 3 over at the end of the round because I wasn't present. I was thinking about a perfect situation. Jason, we talked about this in the mental episode a little bit of you're thinking about the shot you want instead of the shot you have. So like I have to force myself to just be more present, and I generally play better when I'm staying present and grounded in that moment. And I kind of do the same thing with the kids and the family. Like I always want to think what's best for the kids in 10 years? How do I want to build their foundation blocks now? But it makes me lose track of the dad I want to be today as well. Like I want to be compassionate and understanding, and I don't want to nitpick them, even though I know they need to practice things like chewing with your mouth closed. I can say that to a 4-year-old 20 times at dinner, but all she's going to feel is me being negative and nagging her. So it's learning to pick and choose the battles that actually matter. And that's where I struggled the most as a parent, getting in that negative rut and focusing on what I think is best for them in the future, not just being present in the moment.
Yeah, I think it's something for us anyway. We always lean on like, hey, being a being a good parent is the hardest thing we'll ever do, right? Like golf is compared to parenting, golf is super simple. You control everything, right? Like there's nobody else. When we have our daughter, and it's like my wife and I are a team. Like we have to play good cop, bad cop sometimes. One of us is more of the other most of the time, but I think it's you always kind of lean back and realize like being a good parent is the hardest thing we'll ever do. Like you don't have to be perfect. Just being good is an absolute like amazing job. And so like, yeah, we're gonna struggle. We have sleep regressions and we're holding stuffies as hostages and like we do all these things that we think are gonna work or not work. But at the end of the day, we always try to remind ourselves like to each other, hey, we got this. We'll be fine. And so it's try, like right now, my wife is laying down because we have to lay down with her for like 30 minutes every single night now because we took her pacifier away and she's in a new bed. So it's like something's always changing. We're always trying to adapt, but we try to keep the routine and, slightly change it, but over time. But kids are hard. Being a good parent's hard. So you can't beat yourself up
Yeah.
about it sometimes. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But
I've got the 3, and each one of them are completely different. Have to do such a different routine and process. And that's the thing. It's like they're all gonna get to the point where I think as parents we'd want them to be self-sufficient, have a routine, be proper, be nice, have all the manners. And it maybe take a little bit more process on one skill than another versus, between the kids. But in the day, they will get there. It's just might have to be just that extra patient on certain things and just stay consistent. But yeah, just like with Miles, it's like we it's like you asked, it's like I kind of get a little frustrated and start sounding a little like just to the point, a little rough. And it's like, breathe, and then let's see if we can try to make it into more of a game, but still get the same outcome. Make it a little more entertainment. And again, it's a process, so we're always adapting.
Yeah, and I think you said it well there. Like you obviously have a data set that not everyone has because you do have older kids, so you kind of see how some of the parenting may have impacted who they are as they're getting to adult life. And when I say adult life, out of college, because you're still learning yourself in college, and yours are about at that stage. One is out of college now, and you can start seeing how your parenting shaped them. So you get to kind of change that a little bit, and you have that data set. For us that don't have that data set, that's why I started off with my win being what Grayson said and showing the humility, because a lot of the kids on the team, when they hit a great ball or this or that, like they think it's any kid, they think they're amazing at everything. So to see that humility showed me, okay, that's a data point that we're doing something right. No, we're definitely not always right, but there's a little something in there. So it's just taking that small little that victory, and trying to say, okay, we just need to keep doing a little bit more of that. Well, good. Well, Mikey, let's talk about your golf trip. You got to not be a parent for 4 or 5 days. So let's hear about this tournament. I saw a little bit on Instagram.
Yeah. So I was here until Saturday afternoon. And so I was only gone for 2 full days. Okay. So let's not call it 4 or 5, 2. No, it was absolutely awesome. Like such a great experience, like amazing event. So it was the No Laying Up Summer Festival. I think they hold it. This might be the 4th or 5th year, and it's kind of always around the BMW Championship. So this year was in Baltimore, and it was 68 guys in the field, 68 people in the field, men and women, and it was a net Stableford. So basically, it was with your handicaps, bogeys a point, pars 2 points, birdies 3 points, eagles 4 points, albatrosses 5 points. So once you stack that up that way, it was 18 holes, play your own ball, rules of golf, but pick up at net double. So like super excited all day. Like get to the golf course at 8. There's breakfast. There's like different stations. There's a chipping station. There's a putting contest. There's a rep from Titleist with the new T Series irons that you could go try and hit, and just as a way to warm up because this place didn't have a driving range. So go see all that, and then we go have lunch, and then all of a sudden, like the intensity kind of picks up a little bit, like at noon. We get in the cars, go out to the first tee, and so I start on 17, so it's a par 3, and I've never played in a competitive golf event before. And so I get on the first tee, and I can feel my heart is absolutely pounding. And I meant to go look at it earlier, but I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to go pull up my Whoop data from the first tee.
That's going to be interesting.
My heart rate on the first tee was 157.
Oh, wow.
Beats a minute.
That was pumping.
Standing still, my first shot was a par 3. It was an 8 iron. I had it was 160.
What was the layout of the hole? Any hazards, anything, or just straightforward par 3?
There's bunkers left, bunkers right. Went down. There was fescue short, but nothing really crazy. But just to stand there having an 8 iron, first shot of the day, and you're standing still, and it's 157 beats a minute, absolutely jacked and jittered. And I don't know how I did it. I hit one it was actually the closest to pinhole, so I had to measure it. I hit one to 13 and a half feet.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty good.
And then I 3-putted, so I made bogey. But
what caused the 3-putt? Just nerves or fast greens or what?
It's probably my heart rate hadn't come back down yet. Like next time you go practice, go run around the driving range and then go try to make a 13-footer with like a foot and a half of break.
So it's funny though you say that. Last summer when I was practicing for the mid-am, I would specifically grab like an 8-iron and hit 10 in a row to get the blood pressure or the heart rate up, and then go through a pre-shot routine with the driver to simulate this exact feeling. And did it help me? No, not really, but it is hard. It is hard when you've got that adrenaline going.
I don't think you can simulate it without like I wasn't moving, I wasn't sweating. And so the weather was great. Like Sunday at the BMW, it was like 94, 95 and like super humid. Like it was blistering out there. Monday it dropped like 20 degrees. So it's like 74 and like a little bit of a breeze. So I'm wearing a quarter zip like windbreaker. I had to take it off like on the 18th fairway because I was so hot from my heart pumping so fast. So I had to take it off for like a hole before I had to put it back on because it's still cold and rainy. But I was like, I have goosebumps talking about it. Like I don't know if I'll ever have. I've never had that feeling on a golf course ever, but it was awesome.
When did you feel like you calmed down?
Probably, well, I 3-putted, so I wasn't great there. I parred my next hole, so I parred 18. And then I think I bogeyed 1. So somewhere in between there, I felt like I kind of settled back down from that first tee excitement and jitters and stuff. So it definitely took until probably midway through my second hole or into my third hole to kind of finally regulate. Even with like taking deep breaths and like trying to close your eyes and reset, it was crazy.
I want to hear more about how you finished, but on this exact note, did you hear about Ben Griffin and the
oh my
creatine?
gosh. Yeah, and the creatine and
overdose,
the
quote unquote, on creatine. So that's what this reminds me of. If you like get so jacked up, granted, obviously that's a supplement, but he was talking about how he 4-putted inside of 4 feet because he just couldn't steady his hands. Like that's what that makes me think of when you talk about that.
You know, it's funny though. It says it's creatine, but I've used creatine before, and creatine give you the jitter pump. Like when I work out, I used to, through all that. So it's got to be creatine with something else. It's got to have some other stimulant.
Yeah,
like,
maybe some sort
creatine
of
is not it. Like caffeine or nitrous oxide, the NO mixed with some of those powders, because just he's saying it's just creatine alone, that's not right. Like it's something else.
Like a pre-workout of some kind, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, that's what that. So how did you finish up? Like, tell us about the rest of this round here.
Oh, the rest of the round. So, like I said, I 3-putted my first hole, bogey. I parred 18, which is my second hole. Then I get to 1. I think actually I have my scorecard right here, so I'll just look at it. I think I bogeyed 1. Yeah, I bogeyed 1, which is fine. And then 2 through 8, I had 2 triples and 2 doubles, and then so kind of lost it there. 2 through 8, and then the rest of the way, I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 7 over the rest of the way. So, like for me I ended up finishing 30th out of 68, so almost dead center of the field in net, gross, and in Stableford points. So no matter how you sorted it, I was 30th. Like I said, like fantastic experience. Like I think it was awesome that's my first like competitive introduction to kind of things. Probably could have prepared a little bit better, but with the move and the daycare thing, like I said last week, we were dancing with the girl we brought, and we kind of lost it for the middle 6 or 7 holes, but it was fun.
Dance with 2 left feet.
I told you I'm gonna force you to be a little more positive here, so I'm gonna do it. I freaking hate when my buddy does it to me after a round. 2 things you did great during the round.
2 things I did great. So my approach shots. So there was no like crazy trouble on this golf course. There's no water. It's all on a tight piece of property. I think the pro said it was like 100 acres, and so it's boxed in by like streets on all four sides, and so there's boundary holes, but then everything else is basically in the middle. I probably hit like off the tee. I probably hit like 9 or 10 fairways, but they were mostly adjacent holes. So like I probably only hit like 2 real fairways, but I was in the fairway for like 10 approach shots. And I hit a bunch of approach shots from different holes to 10, 15 feet. And it was like if I could be in the correct fairway, this would probably be a little bit easier. But I was really, really proud of how I hit my irons into these greens. And then the second thing was just not letting a bad score affect the next hole. I think I did a really good job of turning off, like, all right, cool, I hit a bad shot or made a bad score, and it, like, once I write down the score, like, we're focused on the current hole. Like, I had my yardage book with like notes that I took, and so as soon as I wrote down my score, I flipped the page to the next hole. I was like, all right, cool, I got to hit this shot to this spot, and I think that really kept me like in the moment, focusing on what's in front of me instead of what I just did, which is not something that normally happens if I'm not like in a yardage book or not trying to hit a certain shot to a certain spot. So those would be the two things: approach play from the incorrect fairway and not letting a bad hole kill you.
Okay, one, I'm gonna force you to be positive here. Different fairway, but you're on short grass, and that's called course management. You knew where the miss was.
I was unlocking the angles. I was playing the angles game.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Sometimes we just need a little extra room to play from.
Yeah.
No, you hit on the two things that I've harped on multiple times already in this episode. Is it's being present and being positive. So you did both of those, which is all that matters.
And I think trying to like it gives me a new perspective on like my golf trip because like up until this point, my golf trip every year is like, this is my Super Bowl, like this is what I need to play good golf for. And now playing in this, it's like I feel like my golf trip is literally just like, let's go hang out with my friends, and we just happen to be playing golf instead of like making golf the thing. Now I think having the ability to go play in like a competition is like, let's go make this trip like a fun buddies trip, instead of saying I need to like break 80 on all these rounds, or I need to beat this guy, or I need to hit it farther than this guy. Just like, I'm excited to see what that feels like in a couple weeks when I tee it up in Michigan.
I'm excited for you too, because that is a mind shift that I had probably after last year because I did the Texas State Open qualifier, the US Mid-Am, the Dallas Amateur Championship, and the Texas Mid-Am. So I did 4 qualifiers in a span of like 5 months. And when I got done, I took off like 6 or 8 weeks from playing because like, I was just so burned out. Like I was putting in 4 or 5 hours of practice a week. Then obviously multiple rounds, really trying to practice scoring, all that fun stuff. But after all that, like I was like, I don't even want to touch my clubs. And then finally got back into it, obviously towards the fall. And now, but I have a totally different perspective on playing with friends. And we talked about it, Jason and I did, about like your groups of friends. Like I have a groups of friends that if I want to play competitive and know we're probably going to put some money on it, I'll text those guys. But if I just want to have like an everyday round and good vibes and music, maybe some drinks, like it's a whole different set of people. And I prefer those people because I don't want to stress about just a normal round. Like I just want to go hit a ball, and if I score well, I score well, and if I don't, I don't. Like I just don't care.
That's something that Mike, you hit on it. It's because I would get in these summer grooves, and I would definitely feel like, hey, I know I'm getting that close, getting to that breaking point of getting that hump of breaking 80. And there's times where I do feel that pressure, and it's like now I'm thinking like I just need to take a step back and breathe. It's like I tell my players, it's just breathe and be more relaxed, and it will happen. And I think I'm personally driving myself a little nuts when I get out there and I hit shank one. It's like, ooh, I'm on. Okay. Then all of a sudden I 3 or 4 putt, and it's like mentally I start deflating myself. And yeah, I mean, you hit on it. It's just take a step back. It's supposed to be enjoyable, right? We're not going for, well, maybe Alex might go for the Champions Tour, but I'm not going for the Champions Tour. But it's just at this point, yeah, like I just want to go start having fun. Yes, I do want to go break 80, but at the same time, it's like I got to stop grinding and killing myself for it, especially since I'm not getting the practice time that I'm used to having over the summer.
Yeah, I think, and we'll see next time I go play golf. I don't know when I'm going to go play again, but I want to see next time if I can still, like not look ahead. Like Alex, like I don't need to know that there's a par 5 that's coming up that I know is reachable. Like it's fine. Like I don't want to think ahead. I don't want to think behind. Like I want to think about, okay, I got to hit this 8-iron to this spot on the green. Let's just do that one shot at a time. Like I may have hit a ball in the wrong fairway, but you're right. I'm in a fairway. I've got an angle. Let's just hit a golf shot. So it really kind of, I think it's going to change my perspective on how I play golf, but I won't know until I go play golf again.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I maybe it's a hot take, but I think I actually play better on courses I've never played before for that exact reason. You don't necessarily know what's ahead of you. I will say course knowledge comes in when you know where to miss when you're on approach shots or what side of the green you want to miss on because of undulations in the green, stuff like that. But from a tee shot perspective and from an overall course, you can't really get ahead of yourself because you don't know what's coming. And you play more conservative because you don't know what's out there, especially on like a blind tee shot. So I'm with you. It's nice playing courses that you're not thinking. And it's nice getting in the headspace that you're not thinking about what's coming.
I almost never play the same course more than once. Just with the nature of what I do and like that kind of thing. Like I almost never, I think in Vegas, I played the course that was closest to my house, the public course. I think I played 3 times. And like that's the most I'll play one course in a season.
How do you
And
do
so
that? There's only so many courses around. So like, are you just not playing that much, or are you like, how are you? There's no world in which I could not play the same 4 courses at least more than 3 times.
well, so it's one thing. I don't play a ton of golf, right? So like I can look at my gin and I can tell you, let's see, how many scores do I have for
I was gonna say let's play this game real quick.
Gosh.
2025.
Wait, don't say anything, Mike. Don't say anything.
I'm gonna be lost. But while you guys are looking, I'm gonna piggyback real quick on what Alex said about my best round this summer was that super difficult course in outside San Diego. Never played it. Took a totally different, relaxed, more strategic management approach. And I think when I get to courses I'm more familiar with, I get more aggressive because, I know where I think I can miss and I can play it safe if I shank it or something. But just, having that mental game, which, I mean, think about it, we got college guys, all these pros, and they all could strike it perfectly. But I think the ones I've always stressed this, who have the mental fortitude are the ones who actually can get to that next tier because they all have the skill. It's just who's going to come on top. And it's the ones who have the best course management between their ears.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mike, how many do you have?
I have 15 rounds for 2025.
And is
at
that
14 different golf courses.
Jesus. And is that every round?
Jeez.
Like you log every single round, even if it's like technically you're not supposed to log practice rounds or if you played by yourself or stuff like that.
Oh, I lied. I played 16 rounds at 15 different courses. You can't post rounds at Shadow Creek to your gin because there's no official course reading.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Okay, but that's pretty accurate. Like you've played 16 rounds this year.
16 rounds, 15 different courses. I'm sorry, that's not right. It's for sure 16 rounds. It's 13 different courses. I played one course 3 times.
I haven't counted, but I have 23 rounds logged this year. And I bet that's probably closer to 25, 26. Because I have a couple solo rounds in there that technically you're not supposed to log. Sometimes I usually do. But there are a few that I treated with 2 balls. I kind of did like a worse ball situation. And if I just scroll here, like the same course is on there 6 times already. So I think I play the same on rotation.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's the nature of what I do for work is because I go build these relationships with golf pros and assistant pros. I rarely play public golf courses, and I rarely play the same one twice. So we'll
Need
see
you to
what it
move
looks
to
like here.
need you to move to
But
Dallas and get those relationships going so that I can play with you.
I did actually my my playing partner is from North Dallas. He's north of Dallas, somewhere in the Plex. Um, but no laying up has these things called roosts, and so basically they're just like communities of golfers just based on where you live. And so there's a really big one in Dallas. So he was part of that group, and he was my playing partner. And then I met another guy who lives in Austin. Same thing, like they're part of the same group because I guess it's close enough.
That's
So yeah, like
interesting.
if I come up to the Plex, I'll at least have someone I know I'll come with. We'll play a 2v2.
There we go. Yeah, we got to get you up here.
I got 7 rounds in 25, and 5 of them came in the summer.
and I think 3 of those are with me.
That's like literally that's it.
That's funny. That is great. Well, speaking of one of those rounds, Jason and I did a little couples date last
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday. And by the
I
way, Mike,
was
I texted you, right? I group chatted us and said, "This is a you know what show." And we got to another hole. Well, I don't want to spoil the ending here, but we got to one of the holes, and I gave Casey my phone to record, but it was on the text. So she looked down and she just looked at me and was like, "You're an asshole. Like, what the hell, man?" She gave me such a hard time. I was like, but babe, it is like, come on, dude. Like it hasn't been great. So, yeah. So it went great. We first hole,
wait, hold on, real quick. I just wanna refresh everybody's memory. You guys played a 9-hole
yes, thank you.
stroke play 2v2. Once you got, was it on the green or around the green? The ladies got to putt.
Had to be on the putting surface. So fringe, there was a little bit of game strategy once we decided that, because on the first hole I hit one on the fringe, and I asked Jason, I was like, what are we doing here? We're like, no, putting surface. I said, okay. So that kind of altered. Like,
So you
look,
just hit every ball on the fringe.
I'm not good enough to intentionally do that, but it definitely helped. Where if I was choosing, like, say it's a back pin, and I was like, well, I'd rather take a little extra club because I wanted to go past the pin and be on the fringe than be on the front of the green. So it started playing a little bit there. But had to be, yeah. Thank you for resetting us. It had to be on the green. Girls putted, guys played tee to green, and we were gonna do split tee box, but then we decided we'll do same tee box. So Jason conned me into giving them 9 strokes. So I
Dude,
essentially
but I
had
played
Nice.
tips. I played tips
Great
with you.
negotiation.
okay. You say we played tips. We played tips on a 6,700 yard course. Like,
Dude, but you can hit it 75 yards past me.
you're not wrong, but I also didn't play great. I was off. So we'll run through this relatively fast because it's a lot of the same on most of these holes. But hole 1, Jason was fair.
Before you do this, did both of the ladies wear golfing outfits, or was
Yes.
one in a t-shirt and okay?
No, golf outfits. Immediately when we got to the golf course, my wife ran into the pro shop and got drinks. So that tells you where the mindset was for this.
Date night.
So
She's like, hey, it's date night.
So we started going there. Jason
But they
and
didn't
I
have
are
wine.
they didn't have wine, yeah. Casey was a little mad about that. So Jason and I are on the first tee box, like teeing up to hit, and the girls are just 10 feet away from us in the carts chatting the entire time we're hitting. Like, that was the level of care our wives had in this event. And they loved going. They wanted to go. But it was like they were off doing their thing. But
I
we
think
both hit our
80% of the
drives.
time you had to tell them to get the camera ready.
Yeah, they weren't great cameramen, so a lot of the wasn't amazing, but the time was good. But we both missed the green on our approach shots. You put Shelby to what? I'm gonna say 30 feet ish on your chip, and I had Casey probably about 8 feet, but that's because I hit a 50-yard chip short, landed on the fringe, a foot off the green, so was able to put that relatively close. All said and done, Shelby 4-putted from 30 feet and Casey 3-putted. They both missed a putt inside 18 inches.
That was hole 1, and it just got worse. Just got
And then
worse.
then it went downhill. So that was a 6 and 7. I will own hole 2 on my part. I hit a bad tee shot, hit a duff chip, hit a second duff chip, and then finally got it on the green on a par 3. So it took me 4 strokes to even get her putting. So that was bad. And then it just kind of went downhill. We at one point started a Jason backing off the ball counter because Shelby was talking as he was trying to hit almost every time. So
I love
we had
my
to start
wife,
counting.
but it just got worse. And it just kept getting worse. At hole 9, I'm sitting there trying to hit. They're filming this whole time, and she's just chatting. And I'm just like, and of course, there was some interesting adult content that was just making it worse. And I'm just,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you hitting the ball?" And then Casey's like, "You're talking in his backswing." And she's like, "Oh, sorry." And she's like
Shelby
3 feet away
made,
from me.
yeah, she was getting a face-on angle of Jason on this shot, and she made like a joke that a 12-year-old boy would make. So you can imagine the genre of joke this was in.
It
And
just spiraled.
Casey and I kind of like chuckled, but like Jason's over the ball, like actively over the ball, trying to hit it, and Shelby's like looking at us like, did y'all get it? Did y'all get the joke? Like, did you guys, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, said it multiple times. Casey and I are just trying not to laugh because he's trying to hit the ball. And then finally, Jason, it was in the video I put on TikTok. You can see he just drops the club and backs off, and Casey and I both lost it. We're like, Shelby, he's been trying to hit the ball for 30 seconds and you're talking the whole time.
That's a very
So
that you could turn that into a nice teachable golf etiquette 101 tip for the listeners this week.
Don't
Yeah,
talk in someone's backswing.
yeah, we're throwing golf etiquette early in the episode. When someone's over the ball, just stop talking. No,
Yeah.
it was a great time. I think if we summarize the round, I did not play great. I think I hit maybe 2 greens in regulation.
Hey, positive. Your chipping was one of the best I've seen in a while.
Yeah, chipping was great. I almost chipped one in off. I almost got a chip in eagle on a par 5.
Mm-hmm.
Put it like an inch, one rotation away from going in. So that was good. I mean, I was striking the ball decent. I was getting my way around, but it was not amazing. But I think Casey and I took an early lead. I think we were up by like 4 or 5 at one point.
Yeah.
And then it evened back out. And I want to say like with 4 holes left, we were about even. And I told Casey, I was like, we've got to like make a run because we need 9 strokes in the next 4 holes. And luckily that happened. That par 5, Jason didn't play great. And then the subsequent par 4. So we picked up a lot of the strokes right there. And then hole 9, Jason pulls his
hole 8.
Well, I was talking about the par 3.
Oh, okay.
Because we were tied going into hole 9.
Okay, well, I had the disaster on 8.
Yes. Disaster on 8 that got us tied. And Jason pulls his drive on hole 9 into what I thought was going to be an unplayable ball. So I told Casey, I was like, all we have to do is put this on the green, and all you have to do is like 2-putt this, maybe even 3-putt, and we win. Jason finds his ball. I ended up not being on the green. I had to chip up. All said and done, we ended up tying and played a playoff hole, to which Jason and I both put our ball OB on the drive, mainly because the girls were talking in our backswings. Like, as soon as I drew the club back, Casey said something. She was talking about how, Alex is really clutch in these situations. And as soon as I pulled back and I pushed it right, she goes, not this time. I go, yeah, not this time. Like, just so we both had to take a drop. I put it near the green. Jason went right.
Yeah.
And then we ended up winning the playoff hole. I told Casey if she made a putt, because she didn't make anything outside of like 18 inches the entire round. I said, I think she had like an 8-footer. I said, if you make this, we're going to, and I'm totally blanking on the movie reference now.
Dirty Dancing.
What was it? Dirty Dancing. I said, I'll Dirty Dance, lift you up. And sure enough, she sank it. So we did. And we ended up winning. But it was, I think we shot, if you take out the playoff hole, we shot a 45 or 46.
At one point, I turned to Alex and I was like, if we just took the girls out of this, I wonder how much better the scoring would be. Because there was a couple opportunities where we were up or had the advantage, and then Shelby was like, oh, I didn't know I needed to get that for whatever, a par or even a bogey. And so she like 4 putts or 5 putts and just kills it. Like, I
At
got
one
on
point
and
used
green
the
a couple
hand.
holes and she just kills it.
At one point she used the hand club.
There we go.
She missed like 4 putts. It's like 3 feet, then just grabbed the ball and put it in the cup.
She did that 5-finger club.
The 5-finger club. So it was exactly what I said in the text. Like, I think you can now get the picture. It was an absolute show of a round, but it was very fun. We enjoyed it and are definitely going to run that back. I think there was a little left out there. Like, we could have all done better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I played with Shelby once before, so I knew what I was getting into.
I mean, it sounds like it was a fun time. I'm sure at some points it's a little frustrating, especially when you're pumping a ball OB because your wife is saying something in your backswing to like try and be positive.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. It's also like you feel like you let her down. Like, she has this persona of you, and she's seen you play enough that she's like, oh no, Alex is clutching the situation. Then you put it out, you're like, not only did I let you down, but it was also kind of your fault.
Alex, it's okay. Performance anxiety happens to all of us.
Yeah, well, no, not all of us.
My wife knows
we're not all almost 50.
Although I will say my positive, I was definitely better with the camera being on me. And I mean, I struck it better than the last time we played. Like, I was hitting it a lot better.
Dude,
had to clean it up.
You absolutely nuked hole 6, the par 5. Jason put it in the fairway on the drive. Then I'm assuming grabbed a 3-wood. I didn't ask. And just a beautiful little cut to the front of the green area, because then you chipped on. Yeah, that was great. You're definitely swinging a lot better than 2 weeks ago when we played. But you've also just been a head case inside with the clubs, because I don't know how much, if at all, you two text, but I get daily text on Jason's conundrum of his clubs in his bag. And if he's not a head case while playing, he's a head case with what clubs he should be playing.
I am such a cure head. I lose it.
Okay, you got to loop me in. What are we talking about here? Like, do you have extra sets at home that you need to, like, you want to switch out, or like you just don't trust what you have, or you just want to go spend like $3,000 and redo everything?
No, I would never drop that kind of money doing everything. It's just, and you said it a few weeks ago too, and it's like we've talked about it. It's just, you get a set and it feels good, but then you start playing and you just, for some reason, like confidence, either the look, the play, you just start waning on the confidence, and then it's like, oh, is it the club? And of course, it's always going to be the person, but then it's like, I'm just like balancing.
As a fitter, it is not always the person. Sometimes it is actually the clubs. Continue.
Well, for me, it's the person. It is the person. And so I'm just, and it's like, I'm just getting to the point. It's like, I don't get out with the time that I have now, and I should just advance to just maybe a better combo set that gives me a little bit more forgiveness. So I don't know. I mean, I keep stuff around, and so because I always there's opportunity to just get the trades in, and so just trade it for a newer set than just paying like a couple $100 instead of paying more to reshaft everything. And so I'm just in a weird conundrum, just kind of like, do I go back to a little bit more forgiving 5, 6, 7 top, like hollow body, just for a little extra, for getting this little bit extra ball speed, and then keep more of the cavity back styles in the short. And so I'm always tinkering. It's bad. It's real bad.
See, he needs to adopt the Mike mentality of dance with the girl you brought.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I think we've like danced around this like equipment thing for like a couple weeks. It's just like, I think once you decide that your equipment isn't where you want it to be, until you go fix that, you're like mentally, you're just gonna like sit in that spot and like, oh, man, something's not right. But then it's like you had that fitting, but it was like I wasn't swinging it great that day. So like you tried to fix the issue, but that didn't work, and now you're back where you started. But like some stuff was true, but some stuff you're like, I'm still questioning. It's kind of one of the things where it's like, well, should probably jump back in a fitting bay and like
Yeah.
just you're hitting it. Like don't go to the chiropractor and like don't go for a run. Just like wake up, stretch, go get fit.
It's
And
like when
then-
you have to go get blood work, you get a fast, like you always try to do in the morning so that you don't have to wait the whole day. Just get your fitting first thing in the morning so nothing can throw off your back.
Right. Until the fitting throws out my back.
Yeah, at that point it's fine.
Yeah, but then it's fine. That's fine by then.
It's after the point. Yeah.
See, I'm just
Yeah.
glad
No,
Mike,
I'm just, yeah.
I'm just glad Mike's saying the exact same thing I texted you yesterday of go to PGA and
Mhm.
they have the free hitting bays. They're going to have the shaft you want. They have all of the heads you want, and go take advantage of the free fitting bays and hit some when you're feeling good. Because I've been where you are, not with irons, but with putters. I've burned through probably 6 putters in the past 5 years and did the same thing, right? You trade in here, you trade in there. Some come out and even trade. Some you might go out of pocket a little bit. Some you might even save some. But I changed. I went from like a full mallet to a standard answer, then to a square back, then to the Scotty 5.5, which I still have, then to a Bettinardi mallet that was counterbalanced and 38 inches, and finally to the lab. And it's because in my head I was like, well, what if I can roll that one better? I don't like this, I don't like that. But if it's in your head, you either have to get comfortable with where you're at, or you need to make a decision to move on and enact that, or you're always going to live in the purgatory of clubs.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least I made the commitment to stick with the Scotty and just try some tweaks to modify it, because statistically I've been tracking my putts and I like the look and the feel of the Scotty versus the lab and those others. So I'm like, if the stats are still the same, I just got to work better at everything else.
Speaking of Scotty, I looked down because funny enough, another friend of mine texted me earlier today. You and him are the only 2 people that I've known that have gotten rid of a lab putter. Like most people have gone into the lab world, have stayed in the lab world and are diehards. I don't know that I'm a diehard, but I'm never getting rid of mine. I think it's done amazing for me. But he got rid of his and he bought something that I had never even heard of. It's called a Bel Air X. You ever heard of that? It's a blade and it has a... Yeah,
Is that an LA Golf?
It does have an LA Golf shaft.
I think that's LA Golf putter.
Oh, okay. Didn't know they made putters.
I think that sounds familiar. If it's got LA shaft, it's probably one of their putters that they've developed.
Interesting. I didn't even know they made them.
I don't know any stats about it, but it sounds like, because Bel Air is a suburb of LA, so it makes sense that they might have just played on the names.
Well, you and him are the only ones that I've known that have moved from like a lab mallet to an answer style putter.
I mean, for me, it's just an old school. I mean, learning to play 40 years ago, it was like the Woodwoods and the simple blades and nothing too high tech. And I think it's just, I don't know, something like as a kid or as a youth growing up, you just gravitate back to that style. At least for me.
I get that. And I lie because I was talking to my other friend and he didn't have a lab, but he had a mallet, and he went and found a old school, like 40-year-old ping answer putter at an estate sale that he has switched to. So that's 3 people I've known that have gone back to answer style putters. And I think a lot of it's the same thing you just said, and that's what he had when he was young. So that's what he likes. I never had an answer. Like, I think my first putter that I bought myself when I was like 9th grade ish was like an old school ping. If you remember the crazy putters, where it was like the first ones that they had like a mallet style. And that's what I played in high school. So I've always played a mallet style up until I tried the square back in the answer.
Yeah, I mean, mine was, I don't even know, it wasn't even an answer. It was literally that weird, it was like very flat, like almost like just a hammered piece of metal, and it had like a little loop or elbow bend, and then it just swooped just like that. Just very flat metal.
Like the mini putt style putter.
Yeah, just metal, and had like a bamboo shaft in it. I mean, it was an older set, but that's what I started on.
Now you're aging yourself with a freaking bamboo shaft and a putter.
Hey, it was my uncle's old set, and he's older than me, so I don't know where he got it, but that's what I learned on.
Well, let's get back on topic here. What are you going to do? Because you got to make a decision.
Do I?
On irons. I mean, I would like if you did, because I have mental whiplash in a 24-hour period.
So now I could play on that. That actually sounds like kind of fun. I'm going to research something tomorrow, and I'm going to send you a whole nother plethora of just like, oh, I found these.
Just going to start ignoring your text messages.
Did you get yours yet, Alex?
Yeah, is yours coming?
No, they come in tomorrow, which I'm a little frustrated with, but not frustrated. So, I have 2 rounds coming up. One for work tomorrow. I'm playing a country club, with a vendor. So that'll be nice. Usually a pretty laid back round. I mean, I'm not too worried about something like that. And then I'm actually going to Fields Ranch West Friday after work, and playing that one. So I will use the clubs at Fields Ranch, since they're coming in. So we'll see how it goes. That's a fun course to play a brand new set where I don't know my yardages yet. And typically I haven't looked at the weather, so I don't know if it's going to be windy or not, but they don't have a lot built out around over there. So it's usually a pretty windy course. So that'll be interesting. A little frustrated that they didn't come in today, because then I could have used them for 2 rounds, but is what it is. But that's really I'm playing those 2 rounds, and I'm probably not playing for another 2 weeks, which is the only reason I'm playing back-to-back days. Because next weekend after that's Labor Day weekend, in which I'm going dove hunting on actual Labor Day, because it's September 1st, which is the first day of dove anyways. So I'm not going to play Saturday, Sunday, because I'm already going to be away from the family for the entire day. So, got 2 rounds coming up. We'll see how they go. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm looking forward to seeing how that shaft works for me. Hopefully, great.
Okay, so have you listed your current set yet?
I have already sold my current set. One of the guys going tomorrow is a good friend of mine. I sold him my set, which he's hit them before and he loved them. So I sold them. So he's actually going to take my clubs after the round tomorrow.
So you're going to the golf course with 14 clubs, and then you're going to leave with 7.
Well, technically, okay, no, I'm leaving with his set because he lives in Fort Worth and he needed to trade his in at a place that gives cash, not store credit. So there's a place in Dallas that does cash trading. So he's giving me his set. I'm trading him in for him, taking the cash as part of what he owes me. And then he paid me the rest. So I am still leaving with a set of clubs, which
just not
might be a good insurance plan in case mine don't come in tomorrow, because I need something for Fields Ranch. But that's the plan right now. We'll see how it goes. But him and I are going to share tomorrow, because he's going to use my clubs tomorrow too, since they're technically his. I mean, he's already paid for them.
If he's paid you for them, then yeah, those are his. You're using his clubs.
You're borrowing his.
I've just been holding on to his clubs for the past 2 weeks. I don't know why he paid me so early. I get it. He was trying to be nice because he's like, didn't want me to be out. But this is part of why it was only like $150 out of pocket for the new Strixons. So he was just being nice, paying me up front, even though he wasn't going to see the clubs for 3 weeks. So they will be in tomorrow. Y'all will get a lot of pictures tomorrow afternoon. Don't worry. And
did you get confirmation they're like on the truck, the delivery expectation date,
Okay.
all that stuff?
I need y'all's opinion here because my buddy sent me, again, I ordered these through my buddy. It's through his work that we were able to get this deal. And he sends me a screenshot of the shipment status. And I was like, cool. That was this morning. It's like, cool. Okay. And then I texted back because here's the thing. I want to be able to just look it up whenever I want. I know it's not going to get here any faster, but in my head, I'm like, if I check it every hour, it might get here faster. And then I'm constantly let down, even though it's not going to happen. But I go back and look at the screenshot. He doesn't send me the tracking number. And I was like, what kind of sociopath sends me tracking information without sending me the tracking number? And then he just laughed at me. He was like, you're an idiot. And then sent me the tracking number. So I can see where it is right now. Look, I get that it doesn't make sense, but
Listen,
Well-
you're dancing to the beat of your own drum, and that's good for you. I'm happy for you.
That's great. You get some new toys, get to try them out and see how they do, and hopefully they don't give you too much of a anxiety standing over that ball.
currently my clubs are in Memphis, Tennessee, if y'all were concerned. So it went from Huntington Beach, California to Memphis, and now is hopefully on the way to Dallas.
I always find that weird when I see tracking go from here, go past where you live, and then comes back
Yeah.
or
The-
north or whatever.
They're really annoying. This is what's going to happen. My tea time's at 9:15 tomorrow, which it's an hour away. So either way, like even if they show up in the morning, I won't be able to get them. But the delivery says estimated between 9:10 and 1:10. How much you want to bet they show up right at 9:10 and right before my tea time? And of course, I still can't use them because I'm nowhere near our house.
Nah.
This is
You
what
don't want that
happened
that
when
early.
we ordered the mini driver. This is exactly what happened. It like showed up the day I was going to play, but it wasn't getting there until the afternoon. It always happens that way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh, I have a project. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I have a project in my garage. My father-in-law's father passed away the end of last year, and we were at their house for 4th of July, and my father-in-law was going through the garage. I don't know if he was looking for something, or maybe I walked in there and I found him, whatever. I found a set of Ben Hogan medallion irons from like the late 70s, early 80s. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
oh man,
Wow.
these are really cool. And like talked about them for like an hour or two. And then we went and played golf and then whatever. So when we moved here, while I was still in Vegas, my in-laws flew down to help my wife with our daughter and like have a little break at the beach, whatever. He brought them, like he brought the iron set, he found the matching woods, and then he bought me a current era golf bag to go with it. So I now have a true time appropriate, like late 70s, early 80s set of blades and like metal shafted woods in my garage.
that is so cool.
That is awesome.
And so they're like, the heads are rusted, the shafts are rusted, like still have the original grips on them. So like, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull them. I'm gonna send the heads to get refinished, and then I'm gonna rebuild them to have as my vacation set whenever I go to visit his house in Virginia. And so that's my project that I need to get done by 4th of July next year. So I may be,
hefty lead time.
yeah, but I'm gonna do it myself and pick the shaft and the grip. I'm trying to decide whether I build them to my spec or if I just build them to like a general spec so like other people can use them. And so like kind of want to just build them to my spec because they're blades.
Yeah,
But-
they're not. Yeah, no, build them to your spec. They're fun to have, and You got to build them to what you can use. Don't worry about other people. No one. It's not like anyone's going to be playing a full round with them other than you. If someone wants to hit it on the range, I can hit it on the range. Like, cool. They'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, treat yourself. Build them to you.
Yeah, dude, that is awesome. I have always wanted to hit like an old set, like you see on YouTube all the time. These like they're hitting the persimmon persimmon heads or whatever they call them.
Persimmon.
Persimmon.
Persimmon. There you go. Put the inflection in the wrong spot there. I've always wanted to hit one, but it like scares the heck out of me. Like you go hit one of those, or you get one with like an actual wood shaft, and you're like, I'm gonna break this thing.
We just got to play with the hickory shafts.
One of my buddies, if you have like persimmon woods and stuff, you have to make sure that you go get like a balata or like a really, really, really soft compression current golf ball, or the face will cave in. So I think the irons are going to be my first priority to figure out what I want to do. Because it's like I think it's 2 iron to pitching wedge.
Probably.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think it's 2 iron to pitching wedge.
That 2 iron's got to be like a butter knife.
Oh, it's smaller than that.
It's not my 19-degree driving iron that has a little bit of help.
Nope. So I think I'm gonna do the irons first, and then I'm gonna buy new wedges, probably in a week or so. So my new ones get here before golf trip, and I'll take my old wedges and put them in that bag, and that set will be full now. So
what about a putter? What would you do for a putter? Just take the one you currently use, or just take one of the ones extras?
I don't know. I think I want to say there's like 4. There's 4 putters just in the bag in the garage that I'll change out like 2 or 3 of them. One, I'll probably try and sell. It's a Scotty that I don't use. I might try and find something like cool and interesting to put in there. But if I'm gonna put new wedges in there, newish wedges, I'm not super concerned about the putter, but I think I don't know if I'm actually going to play with the woods because of the whole golf ball thing. So I think that bag, when it's done, will have a driver from 2025 and a fairway from 2025, and then the iron set, and then wedges, and then just a random putter to like actually play with.
Vintage 1970s old ping putter is $24 on eBay. Just you got to time error match the set for $24.
Just take the woods and just like hang them on your office wall or somewhere. Just have them on display. Just
tell your wife.
I think I want to.
Go ahead.
No. You tell me what I need to tell her. So I don't want to make sure that this is very clear.
Just tell her
that
you're getting on the podcast more, and your background right there, which I'm assuming is a main public area wall, is going to have golf clubs on it. I'm sure she's going to love it.
That's my dining room table right there.
Yeah.
Great talking piece.
Great decor for a dining room.
For who, Jason?
Well,
I don't
have any friends. Golf buddies. You got to invite your colleagues over. You got to have a home cooked meal.
No one's coming here.
No one loves you enough.
No, nobody's coming here.
I love how I thought he was going to go with for who, meaning like not his wife, but no, he went for who. We don't have friends.
Just straight up. No, we're loners in Houston. We're fine.
I don't even know where my closest friend lives. It might be you.
Hey, look at that. I mean, you got us 2 and James. We're all in the Metroplex. I mean, that's 3 of your good friends.
Here. 6 hours away?
No, 5 and a half.
Are you on the north side? Where are you? Are you on the north side of Houston or west side of Houston?
No, I'm in Corpus.
You're in Corpus. I thought you. Oh, no,
like
that's not 5 hours.
Like how Jason says that. Oh, you're in Corpus. It's not
no, that's 6. That's 6.
Not that far. How far are you from Houston? Corpus is what, like an hour from Houston?
I'm 2.5 from.
Oh, is it
like
2.5
South
from Houston? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's a trek.
If I come to Dallas, I'm gonna fly
Yeah,
Dude,
I would.
I used to have to do that for work. I was managing a project that was down there, and I'd do a day trip, fly out at like 9, come back at 3. I was there for like 4 hours. That was a
Because
pain in the
you
butt.
can. It's one of the places you can fly out of Corpus. Is you can go Corpus to Dallas and Corpus to Houston
Ooh.
like 4 times a day.
I will say from
Nice.
airplane to rental car and getting out of Corpus Airport is like super easy. Like it's a quick in and out, which is nice.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
So Google's got Corpus 7 hours, and there's everything. The highway's green. So if you left during traffic, you're looking at 8 or 9 hour drive.
All right.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah,
meet.
I'm-
We'll meet somewhere in the middle and play golf. I don't know
Austin?
where the middle is.
We can go to Austin.
I think Austin might be middle.
Isn't Blue Jack National somewhere down there? Get us on Blue Jack. You got your.
Is it White Wing? White Wing's down there too. Isn't that another good one?
Blue Jack's outside of Houston.
Oh, it's on the northwest side of Houston.
Yeah, it's like an hour from Houston.
Where is
Shelby? If we go to Austin, Shelby might join in. And she's got extended family that live in the Round Rock area. It might be a free place to stay.
Love
I
that.
I was thinking of Whispering Pines. That's the one that is a little bit more closer to us, but I did not realize where Corpus was. I am an idiot, man. I was
And
thinking
Barton
Corpus
Creek's
was
outside
like
Austin.
east of Houston, like towards Port Arthur. No, you are south of San Antonio.
That's Galveston.
That's
Yeah, Galveston is.
God.
Yeah,
That shows you how much I go to the south of Texas. Look, if I'm going south of Texas, I'm going to Mexico to a beach, not Texas Beach.
You're just gonna keep going.
I can get to Mexico faster than to your house. So
Yeah, you can.
You got South Padre Island. Yeah, we're gonna have to meet in the middle somewhere and play because that's a ways down there. Austin is right in the middle, so it sounds like we're going to Austin.
Austin's a good.
and Austin,
Austin's a good trick.
I've never played golf around Austin.
it's hilly. It's nice.
Hill Country. I have played in the Hill Country, played Tapatio Springs back in like 2013 timeframe. So there's that. Well, what do we got the rest of the week, guys? I talked about my week. I got 2 rounds. Got my first round with my clubs. Then I'm probably not touching clubs for like 10 days. Jason, when are you getting out? I know you've been busy with work.
Yeah, and that, I mean, I know we were texting and just like it, it's like it's happening. Just we got trainings, we got meetings. Still trying to figure out a decent rotational schedule, and then it's nothing's bad. Shelby's going to see my sister-in-law for a baby shower this weekend, so I got baby duty. I was gonna go try to arrange this last weekend just to get some reps in. They had a junior tournament. And then, so I haven't touched a club since we played, and it's probably not going to be, so this week is shot, weekend is shot, and then going into next week, with practices and picking up miles. So, I mean, I may not even touch a club again for good reps until maybe Labor Day weekend, because my in-laws are coming in for that next weekend, the end of August. So, and we got an open house for our photography stuff. So it's going to be almost another 2 weeks before I actually probably get a solid. That's why I'm kind of just on the whole club thing. I'll go to the range, or not the range, PGA, and just kind of feel it out still. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while for me. Reality is set in.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get some little practice in if you can't get around in. I don't know how you do that, but
yeah, I mean, right now I've already this is the piece where I think we've talked about it, where I want to get out, but in the back of my mind, I'm just like frustrated because I feel like the shutdown mode switches like ready to turn on, because there's too much. I mean, I'm stretched too thin.
I certainly get that. That is, it's easy to get in that mode, and the first thing we always give up is the one that doesn't help the family, which is a hobby. No matter what that hobby is, it's usually the first thing to go. So, is that always the healthy thing to do? No, but it's the easy thing to do because it's the one you can control. Mikey, what about you? You ready for your golf trip? Got what, 3 weeks?
I got 3 weeks. So I'll probably try and get some kind of range in. at some point during the week next week. Just depending on my schedule. I probably won't play. I'll go hit some balls and just kind of reacclimate and kind of stretch out and make sure I'm staying loose. But no, I won't play. I definitely won't play next week. If I play, it'll probably be the week after. So I won't play the week before golf trip. So I won't play like the 12th is a Friday, which is our first round. So I'll probably play somewhere in that 1st to 5th ballpark. Will be the next time I play, but I'll probably try and practice once next week, and then like once the week after. So I'll try and practice twice and play once before I go on the trip.
What's your work schedule looking like? Because I know you said you were doing TaylorMade, but also big box.
Yeah, yep. So the TaylorMade stuff won't start until September-ish. And then that's not going to be a bunch. The big box stuff is kind of going to be kind of whatever I want it to be. So I think I'm going to do like 4 days a week there, and then that 5th day will be my golf day. And then I'm home on the weekends doing dad stuff. So
that's not bad. Not a bad little setup there.
Yeah. No.
Well, hopefully,
I'm only a golf trip weekend golfer. I don't play golf on the weekends if I'm at home.
Yeah, we've talked about that, and that's kind of like I said, I'm not even playing this weekend, just I'm playing the next 2 days. I'm not playing Saturday, Sunday. Then obviously Labor Day weekend I'm not playing because the boys will be here. So it I certainly get that. Hopefully the trip goes well.
I'm gonna get some fresh wedges, so that's gonna be fun.
Ooh, yeah. some freshy grooves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous. MG5s.
Yep. It's been 2 years, so it's time.
Hey, I'm going on like 3 years of my Bettinardies. Can make it work.
You could, but I'm not going to.
We talked about that last time. That's my next purchase is wedges.
You might a new set of irons because it was all based on a pitching wedge. So,
and a good deal. Don't leave out the fact that it was a good financial deal to try the new set.
Whatever makes you sleep at night.
I'm going to make sure that in my first round I get the purest of pure shots, which may not happen, and I'm going to send you only that shot and say I love these clubs, and I'm not going to admit if I hate them because I'm not dealing with you two.
Yeah, see, that's the problem when you like build this up and like you have a podcast. Even if you hate them, you can't change them.
No, you admitted too much on that. This is where you're going.
I will learn to love them. No, yeah, I got no argument. I'm looking forward to them. I'm glad to be back in a portion of Blades, and I hope it supports the next goal I have, which, I got to figure out when I'm going to do it before I say anything. But that I'm hopeful that it will lead me in the right direction, and it gets me some good gear for my swing that I can start focusing on my swing and not just making the gear work.
I feel like that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in that same realm, just with the gear. It's like get something that's going to work with my swing more naturally instead of trying to make it work.
Yeah. You can't work on your swing until you get the right stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. All right. Well, I have nothing else other than, again, we talked about the golf etiquette. We're going to stick with what Mikey said here. Don't talk in people's backswing. If you're playing with a buddy, you got to know. I have a friend that has said this to me. It's like, I enjoy playing with some people because they learn when to stop talking. Like Jason and I'll play a lot. I know he knows me. I know him. When he's at a certain point in his pre-shot routine, you just shut up. Even if you're in the middle of a sentence, like just stop, let them go to their shot, they hit, and then you go right back to it. So don't talk in people's backswings and know when to stop talking, especially when you're playing with a random and stuck riding with them because
or your wives.
You only have 2 cards. That's not going to happen. Our wives are never going to learn that. They're just going to talk.
They will talk. They just constantly will talk. I don't think they stopped talking once they met each other.
No. Yeah, the minute they were around each other, it was constant.
Like they stopped when we actually got in separate cars.
Should have just had them ride together. That would have been a lot easier. Just give them a cart cam and we could have just ran an entire video of B-roll on them talking about most likely how bad we are.
Just trash talking us.
All right. So next
Love
time
it.
we all get together, we're going to go to Fredericksburg. Girls are going to come. They're going to go drink at wineries while we go play golf.
Dude, hey, we love Fredericksburg.
Is there a golf course in Fredericksburg?
There's a couple around it. I've looked, but I don't know
There's
how
a
good
few
they
around. Yeah, like Tapatio Springs is close to Fredericksburg, and there's a few around. So girls take one car or Uber to the wineries. We'll set them up with one of those little vans that drive them around so they can get drunk. And the guys go play golf. And then we all meet up for dinner after. It'll be great.
are. Perfect.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, as always, everyone, give us a like, listen, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, all under Scrambling Dads. And we will see y'all next week.